Okay. Hello, hello, hello. We're moving today. Taking a stronger job in this daily for yeah. Let's look at the weekly. Strong weekly push up. This is where open. We're coming back down, and we might be going for these lows now. This is the lows that I've been looking for. Let me mute the sound. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna update my chart. Oh, okay. No, we took them out. You're right. You're right. I haven't been really trading that much today. So yeah, this is basically a sweep on both sides. We took the highs yesterday there, and we're going for the lows now. Wow. Okay, that looks good. That looks perfect. Yeah, I'm communicating with some of my devs and also tick trading right now. So I'm if you see me, if you hear some notifications, that's what it is. Okay, anyways, we can look at the charts though. I'll tag these here. What's our immediate draw? We have a large gap. This is like this is what I originally want. Pick up these lows and a deep drive in, and then we can look for a rebalance to retrace back up. Interesting price action today. We have Jerome Powell coming in hot, 3 p.m. I believe. But yeah, let me just chart things out, and then we can start looking. Filling these gaps perfectly. These inefficiencies. Okay, so the clear thing I can see, if we want to be bullish, we need to flip this 15. We need to both fill it, which we already kind of retraced into the previous gap, and then we also need to close above it. NQ, there's no inefficiency above. AES, there's 2. I would focus on the immediate one. At the very minimum, we want to see this flip here. A closure above 0.95 for us to even consider buying this back up and looking higher price. And then this is a clear be a draw here. This is the 5-minute internal high, which we can mark on both NQ and ES here. Yeah, so this is what we're looking at now. If we're bullish, we flip this, and then we're looking at this as our high. This could be seen as a breaker. It might be better on the 5, to be honest. So we have a low here, we have a high, we have a lower low, and then we got a strong displacement closing above this. This would be a breaker for me. So yeah, we in versus 5, get this breaker. We'll look for this long here. So it'll look something like this. I think we'll push for the highs too. Alright, let me look at the chat. Alright, I think we have full setup now. Yeah, so we're waiting for this 5-minute close. 5-minute close need to close above 84 for the breaker to confirm, and also above 87 for this 5-minute to flip. We're going for this first free shot here, and then eventually these highs here. That'll be the setup for the day. That's a framework we're seeing right now. What happened to music here? Let's see. There we go. Yeah, so we're looking at the 5-minute close right now. Are you looking for long now? No, but this is not bullish bias until we get this flip first. Ideally, we want to fill this 15 as well, but this is a little bit higher than what we want to see. Just see the 5. We need to get this setup confirmed first. We already took these lows. The CPI lows, I believe. Where's 8.3? No, yeah, we far surpassed it. Where was 8.3? Yeah, it was up here. Surprisingly, we didn't even get this high yet. How's Bitcoin doing? Oh, under 90. But yeah, we'll hunt for some trades today. Getting a lot of volatility, so I think the best case is size down, wait for high probability setups, and then let it play out. Which even if you size down, let's say you do normally 2-3 minis, or let's say you do 8 micros, you can just size 30-40% less, so it'd be like 5 micros. But you get more movements. It looks like for PM, just because we have Powell, so Powell brings volatility for PM, maybe even stronger volatility than AM. That's always something to note for. Okay, let's start hunting. Five and 8. Okay. Alright, so let's say it's close here. Close in 1 minute here. As long as it closes above 88, I think we were looking at. I like this for a long. Yes, I'm still having trouble there. I'm gonna drop down the 1, probably look for longs in that area. All right, I think we got the close, right? Yeah, we got the close. So I'm looking for longs under 84 right now. If there's any longs under 84, that's the start of the breaker. And it's a large breaker at that too. But we're gonna hunt for entries on the one since we got confirmation. Draw should be 112 if we can get there. And then we're also looking to see if we want to flip this 15. Which ideally we want to see this happen much lower. Already happening. That would give this more of a high probability setup. But anyways, we got the flip. We got the 5-minute confirmation. So I'm basically looking for this to give entry here. ES apparently is struggling to even get these highs here. We got some smooth highs working up. So we can see something like this, or we can see a more of a deeper retracement. I would want to be prepared for both. This is way too deep, actually. It's likely gonna be more like this at most. I wouldn't want it to come down here. That's a lower end of the breaker. For high quality breaker like this, with a good sweep already and a good draw, we just want it to slightly retrace into it. So let me see. I'm gonna try to do ads early, or ads if I can on one account, and then copy trade if it goes to this OB here around like 75 to 80. I think that's what I'm looking at. Where the heck did my chart go? Oh, we are pushing. Okay, let me. Did we get to 84 here? No, we got 85. So yeah, I'm looking at least minimum back inside the breaker. We got this close here. We're looking at this candle for entry. It was just like shy a few points. I would at least get some ads there. I want to see if we. I think we still can get a retracement into it though. As long as these highs still intact, I'm gonna. This looks pretty bullish here, just because we already swept that low once again, and they're gonna strong moving back up with confirmation this time. Before we didn't really get confirmation. This is the first one that we got confirmation on. Yeah, but ideal ads would be around 75 right now. We're also looking for this ESI. That was such a shallow retrace. This should be left as a breakaway, to be honest. That's like the lower end, the breaker. That's how I'm kind of looking at it. Even though I might not get the entry that I want here, because we didn't get a retracement back inside the breaker for some apparent reason. Also, ES would confirm this breaker soon too, as long as it goes above. So I do think we'll at least retrace, especially with this ES breaker coming in. We'll get a slight retrace back inside, then slam back up. 20 seconds for this closer. Damn. I had my limit at 83 for my starter. Might not get this entry. I hope some people were able to get some longs. We got the breaker confirmed there on ES as well, by the way. Regardless, what we can see happen, we'll take this high out. We can retrace back inside it for another leg up. Say take 140s here. That could be also the case. But I want to lean up. I want to lean upside right now. Yeah, basically breaker confirm. I'm just looking at chat right now. I'm a little distracted because I'm trying to lock in. Breaker confirmed, but no retrace. So we got the confirmation, just lacking the entry criteria right now. ES also now confirmed the breaker. It's a large breaker though, guys, so that's why I might take 2 attempts, if anything. We can try 1 on the 1 minute, and if it invalidates, we can look for a lower one. But I want to build to this position because eventually, if it does retrace back inside, I don't want to see it hold under 175 or 075 and move towards this high and eventually this high. We also spent a lot of time on the downside throughout the AM session, I believe. No, it was more kind of equivalent, except this lunch period here where we did run down. Yeah, so something like ES, once we get this confirmation, you typically would see this retrace back inside before taking this high out. And we also have this OB here too, which we changed state delivery there. So we don't want that to come back down below this. Do you not enter off the favorite gaps? I literally had my limit at 83. Just because I'm not going to put my limit above because I'm also looking at 5. So at the top of the breaker, I think it was 83, 84. Yeah, 83. So I had my first fill at the top of the breaker. And it went to 85. That's what I was discussing too. But this is something that you build up more of like a criteria that includes your entry too, because your entry would dictate your stop. If you, let's say, this for example, if you enter the stop this breaker, you're not going to be able to put a 40-point stop like this. If you put a entry midpoint, you can do this 20-point stop. This on the 5 minute, that's fair. So that's why I think like your entry would dictate your TP and your stop. And if you want to have more precision in your trading, you got to be very precise where you want to look for entry. So I'm going to move chat away for a little bit here so I can focus up if I can see anything before this high gets taken. That's surprising. Closure up. Let's give the same setup right now. I want to see if this can retrace though. We're barely pressing these highs. Yeah, for the breaker confirmation, this would be the low here. This would be the high. This would be the lower low sweep. And then once we get this closure above on this candle, the breaker's confirmed on the next candle. And ideally, you just want to see this next candle retrace inside the breaker for entry. There's no retracement there. So it would look like something like this if I were to draw it out. And we would want to see it do this, even like the tip of it. But instead it just basically did this. That's a no entry for me, which happens. Doesn't happen too often. It hit TP just now. The first TP. ES is also needing to hit TP. Yeah. Missed the entry by 2 points. Shit. That's a perfect frame setup though. Those are the setups I really look for because it's high probability and it's like it has everything you're looking for, while other setups is more difficult to manage. But that was nearly almost a plus setup there. Not to mention we also took these high time frame liquidity the move down here. Anyways, we're like 16 minutes in. We saw a really great setup at the start. I was able to get in. I just missed it. Hopefully some of you guys were. But we'll just move on to the next trade. Took a scalp to 05 to 12 because draw was so obvious. Yeah, those are kind of... You're being more ambitious though, depending on what you're entering off of. But if you're doing a tight stop, that's like... You're leaning on the edge, so that's on the bright side. I do that sometimes as well. If you have an inversion but no breaker, you're not interested. I still take inversion trades. I like it more on the retracement back in rather than the closure. It just needs the same framework. So the framework would be what I need to see to flip my bias. And this is basically a... We first of all, or simultaneously, we inverses 5 on this candle here with this closure, while also creating a bullish breaker, which is like inversing a OB essentially. So that gives it like a double whammy. Now we got a lot of weight here for continuation. When price take the buy side, you keep limit orders away, or do you see it as low probability now that we got buy side? Yeah, so anytime we, let's say for this entry, right, the first main target's here, that's like 30 points. Anytime that's already taken, this is not a high probability anymore. We want to see if the trend flips. On the bright side though, we did flip to 15, so I would only look at longs inside this 15 here. Oh, right. We used inverses too. Okay, so we come back here. This could be a possible short, even aggressive one. I would want to see it come back to this 15-minute, and then we'll try to look for longs there. I'm gonna remove some of these arrows here, but this is the 15-minute. Now it's like a bullish 15-minute inversion. So I'm liking this for a long entry if it does come back inside. It's supported with a 5 as well. So we hunt something there, but we did inverse this one on this candle. So this is a easy scalp here because I think the draw is gonna be running back down. If you do this type of scalps, you would just normally put it above a high. It could be the closure, which is at 10 here, or even this high here at 11. Depending on this high though, if it's not too much above the liquidity already, this internal high, you can try that. So it'd be like short at like 04, stop at 011 or 111. That'd be like 6-7 points. Not bad at all. For a quick scalp if you think this is a drive back inside here. But yeah, I'm still looking for longs. I think that's what I'm more ambitious of. So we're looking at longs in the 080s area here, if we can get it. Still looking at this 5-minute breaker. Because eventually these highs, the next internal high, I want this to be grabbed. Let's see if we get that. Something like that. ES did tap back inside this breaker, and you just far gone. How they're kind of moving the same right now. It's not even too far off. Yeah, I'm gonna focus on the long side though, or look for price action to retrace back inside this 15 range. So this would support the 5-minute setup too. And we'll look for a push back up. And if this fails, we'll likely see a push continuation, like sell through this breaker, which you never want to see happen, especially if you want to see a quick return for higher. We'll see if we can capture some live commentary on this trade if it does come back to this breaker. I do have some pretty good experience trading breakers. I need to see this come back down. Oh, we're back in the inversion right now too. This is a sweet spot here though. I think this inside this breaker where this chain state delivery is, that this would be a sweet spot for entry. $190? What do we have? Oh, okay, yeah. I'm really just looking at the closest one. So we see this as 111. That's the easiest one. And each scalp, this will be the target. And the next one, 140. I really haven't looked at a higher range yet. Most likely, if we do take this high at 140, I'll be fully out then. Just chop them back and forth right now. In your Discord, is there content on which breaker you like or what not? I mean, I'll show one more time. This should be open to everyone. We have an educational channel which basically discuss in depth about breakers. It's like a Twitter thread with a lot of examples, which is like unicorn BPR, types of breakers, like how I draw them out based on someone who mainly use breakers, using inversion with breakers, which this is actually an example of inversion with breakers. And then let's discuss like types of breakers too, or unicorn setups, and then we have a short video. So that's on the Discord there. But yeah, this would be an example of the inversion with the breaker, because we got the inversion here, and shortly after, or simultaneously, we got breaker confirmation. That was a good question though. Yeah, we miss a very easy entry, unless you guys are able to get it. Very classic entry model. How do you have such patience? Do you work on it, or is it natural discipline? Nothing's natural. When you trade daily and you hit a lot of struggles because of your lack of discipline or patience, you really gotta fix it, because real money's on the line. So when you're trading consistently, let's say for like 2 weeks, and then one day you're too impatient trying to push buttons, forcing trades, and wipe out like either the whole 2 weeks or end up red. That happens way too often for me in the past, and I don't want to let that dictate my P&L at the end of the week or month. So still focus on this if we want to get back down here. It doesn't look like it's so bullish right now, which we're on the right side of the move. Just can't get anything out of it, unfortunately. So nevertheless, ES still has its high. I imagine we could have taken this trade on ES just because we did return back inside. This would be in the Virgin too. Return back inside here. This would be another leg up. I'm just focused on NQ, which NQ is failing me in giving entry right now. It really is. I'm expecting it to, but it's not. Yeah, so we'll wait. We'll either we'll stick to the same model right now, or we'll just look for another trade. 26 minutes, and it feels like it's been longer just because we're actively hunting for the entry. Still pushing there. Just actively grinding up right now. Yeah, just remember the last 2 days, right? If you remember, what was it, Thursday? Tuesday and Wednesday, I wasn't on Monday. We skipped Monday. Tuesday, we had no trades until the very last minute. I think it was like 2:50 or maybe 3 p.m. We took a trade. It was like one loss, -8, and then the other one +22 delivered right at the end of the stream. And then yesterday, same thing. We got like a 15-point move. I had like 250 delivering with a 3 p.m. power hour move. So that's the patience that you have to have. It doesn't always come up last minute, but we're looking for those type of trades. Is that the unicorn in the 3 minute? I'm just gonna entertain it, but I don't look at the 3 minute. I look at the 1 or 5. This here, I guess this could be considered one, but once again, like when I flip through multiple time frames like this, I don't like doing that. And you want breakers or unicorns, whatever you want to call it, or looking at it to be very clear. This is as clear as it gets. We have a nice low. We have a strong push high, quick sweep, and then very great displacement back up. So this is a very clean breaker, which you can spot from like a mile away. Took my TP early because of consistency. Done for the day. That's good, man. If you're able to get that, get those longs in, good. It might be a good idea too for today to take it easy, especially if you're up on the week. We have CPI, PPI now, finishing off with Jerome Powell. SMT here. I'm gonna still look for longs, but I'm gonna look for confirmation and see how well we do in this 15. Like bare minimum, it has to get inside this 15. Also, bare minimum matching that inside this breaker for me to look at it. As long as we have those 2 criterias, now we're actively hunting. Still think we move lower inside the 15, but not the 5 minute structure yet, which is a large breaker. Okay, ES on the other hand did. This is where it's conflicting because at the same time they were forming the setup with an equivalent spacing. Now ES is going exactly where I want to, NQ did. If this is SMT and where this would bounce, ES is going to be the clear entry right now. They don't make it. They're not making it easy right now for us with NQ swaying right now. Keep in mind also, ES did not take the high, NQ did. So I want to see at least for NQ bare minimum to get inside this breaker first to see how it reacts. Back to this size 15. I don't think it would though. If ES is trying to hold this breaker, it's going to try to hold the next candle here. Float back up. But nevertheless, I'm going to still hunt on the 1. So if we're thinking that we're going to get a nice bounce on the 5, we want to see structure on the 1, a bullish setup on the 1. It could be off inversion even. Or just inducement. Let's see if we can show something real time here. Because we're starting to get some structure. Yeah, so like I said for ES here, I want to see this kind of hold this general area. Frank Q, same thing, this general area here, where the OB is. And it's a large breaker, so it can still dive inside this breaker, which is very large. So I want to build a trade into it. Oh, we're starting to get moved back in here. Do you care about the new 15 minutes? So you're talking about this. That's a good question. I really don't pay attention to it at the moment until we get closer to the next candle, because this candle is open for 2 minutes now. We have 13 minutes. We're coming back in. I'm gonna start building this position here. I think it's worth it just because we're in the 5 now. That's moving really fast. I'm gonna add to this if this just close back up. I haven't started going in right now. This should hold. They're back in this 5 or the 1 minute, which I wanted to see too. We're in an area where this is good support. Ideally, get a starter in and where you want to see. Right now is like low 80s. And then we'll add to it if it does move back up. If not, it's okay. Yeah, so first retap back in the 5 right now. That's the first retracement on NQ. This is interesting because I really only operate on the one contract, not much on the micros. So I'm kind of doing starters based off accounts rather than sizing. I want to see this hold. So yeah, so low 80s are holding decent here. Let's say push back above 94. I'm gonna take some off. I have one contract and a handful of accounts I was gonna add into it. If we get above 94, 95, I'm gonna take some off on a handful of accounts. If not, it's fine. We're gonna hold through it and build to it. This should hold though. Look for 94 pop right now, which is above the previous 15. It's just more difficult, yeah, to mention again, to take a full position trade when it's a 5-minute breaker, right? This is 40 points. You have to really adapt to that style, and you want to build in that trade and scalp within it. So we could take a attempt at the start. If that fails, we'll cut that trade and look for another reentry when it does. Just chop around inside the breaker and then show up on the 1 minute as well. But yeah, focus. I'm just focused on anything under 83 right now. Anything above is not part of the breaker. So that's how, like, I'm also filtering the trade. If you're thinking like, oh, let's look long at 87, 90, 85. This is exactly how I missed the first trade, ironically, right? Here, I think no, or is it? Yeah, it was here. Ironically, how I missed the first trade, at 85, it was the same entry, 83, under 83. All right, we got this. We got some trims off. Just gotta hold on handful accounts and add back into it. Yeah, I'm trying to my best to not look at chat for while this is happening. I'm gonna look at it after this trade is more over. I mean, every detail is gonna matter when you're like kind of grinding inside of a frame setup. But yeah, you don't have to follow. You don't have to take any trades. Just let this be something you can watch, whether wins or lose. All right, we might be looking for entry here. This time we're looking for a drive deeper. Next area I'm looking at 74, 75, or a bullish setup, whichever comes first. To be honest, there. So we're looking at 74 right now. Bullish setup on the 1. So if we have a strong displacement and inversed it, that's the entry I'll go for. But yeah, nice pop from the first entry at 83, 81. And then a pop above 95, which is exactly what I want to see on the 15 here. That's what we want to see happen. But my next one, I'm looking at 75 right now. Just around 75 to 70. To build up more. Eight, 5, 5, 5, 5. Good pop back up. Good pop back up. Then go back to my second ad. We'll just hold through what we have right now. ES is building on the 1 here. Just some relative equal highs. Which we already took this low. I want to see this rotate back up. Or go for a second ad with another jab down. But yeah, I'm not looking at any ads under above 83s. That's within the breaker. So that's a range that we're working with right now. First scalp was done. Let's see if we got the second ad at 75. Under 70, 75 to 70. We also have this large gap here, which I don't think... I want to leave this breakaway once again. This OB should be a quick retrace slam back up, if anything. Immediate highs on ES and the 1 here. If you're looking for targets, that's something we want to drive up to. And Q would drive up to, again, the other thing we're looking at, 95s. This is just so slow. We've been stuck here for 10 minutes now, so I'm kind of close to just letting this play out now. I'm not gonna add. Yeah, I'm not gonna add the second one here because it's way too slow. I'm looking at it more. We're spending like 10 minutes here, 10 candles. This is too unless it pushes us to this high. That's the only clear confirmation right now. ES on the other hand, a deep drive inside this breaker. At least we're holding the very tip of the breaker. That's good. That's really good. Because any entries at 83 under is still green right now. So if you want to jump ship, that's where you want to jump ship. But the breaker's holding. I'm just not confident on why we're kind of sitting around here. I need to see something happen especially before the next 15-minute candle, because we'll get a strong close inside here. We have 3 minutes. You need to make a move in 3 minutes then. Alright, we're looking for this to get smashed through here. Five-minute breaker still holding on to. Beautiful, at least. At the very least. So slow. Jerome Powell comes at 3. We're approaching 2 right now. You gotta remember that. I might just be waiting for Jerome Powell to come in first. Because we already took the internal high here. Two minutes. I'm gonna just kill this trade. Wherever's at. By 2 minutes, I'm referring to the 15 here. Because we'll get a strong close deep inside of this previous 15-minute favorite gap, which we already inverted. And I'm watching the close very carefully. That's how I kind of anticipate price action. We're looking for open, close, next candle open. So we're kind of running out of time here. Get this push here. Okay, we took the eye. I'm just gonna get rid of this fully now. Basically, that was kind of sloppy, but I'm not gonna touch anything for the next like 15 minutes now. I'll show you guys what I was looking at or entered off of. That was just annoying because time's ticking now. Pretty sure everything got cut at 90. We hit 95? How did my exit got at 90? Let me look at chat too. But yeah, okay. Just for reference, we're only looking for buys under 83 off this 5-minute breaker. We're looking for a press higher. And we're also focused on this 15-minute close. So this 15-minute close here, you see this bearish fair gap, which we inverted on this candle here. We're looking for a retracing back inside to come back up, and then the 15-minute candle just open here. So like that's where I was talking about the time is running low here, and the first immediate draw. If you're looking for like a 1 minute scalping, to get this high, we just took that high on that move up. All right. Let me look at chat. Yeah, my bad if you guys are asking questions. I was just kind of stuck in this, but nevertheless, only buys under 83 was very beautiful at least, because like you had like almost 1-2 point DD or drawdown. But yeah, this is what I did originally on Tradeify. Just one contract, and not copy trade, because like I said, I'm building a position. And the other accounts we had, I was holding for a higher push at 83 again, but pretty sure this candle here, I closed it here once the time was about to flip, and we took this high out. So now it's like it's not a good probability anymore, just based off time too. I do want to see this retrace inside this 5-minute OB here though. And if we leave the breaker, we can look for continuation entries. Yeah, I did want to showcase how I can utilize this breaker, but it's just very slow. Were you guys able to get anything out of that? Whether it's before taking this high or after? It was very shallow though. But like, it was enough though. If you're scalping this, you were looking at pinpoint entries. I think it was like 82, 83. First out was 95. And if we just hit this 5-minute OB here, I'm not touching this time. We already got this next candle, which we're going through this. That makes it ugly. So in an ideal world where you're looking for one direction, we flip this 15-minute after taking out these lows here. We retrace back inside the 15. Previous bearish fair value gap, now bullish inversion, and also hold this breaker. They can still do that, but it's not looking pretty because we have a large breaker. That's why I'm also safeguarding that. But good to make some money out of that trade. Oh yeah, also if you guys were if you don't know, I'm trying Tick Trader. I think we introduced yesterday. I bought 2 accounts. We're working on this account right now. I'm gonna do $1,500 a day and see if I can get payouts on the 5th day. Maybe if you guys like it enough, I might make a video on Trader, or not Tradeify, Tick Trader. I'm gonna be watching closely for this here. That's good enough precision so far. We'll just move forward. Next trade idea. I'm just gonna scrap this whole breaker unless it does get it pushed back up soon. Which I'll just use more, not for entries anymore, but more for continuation. So if this is still bullish, we'll leave this breaker and still look for continuation for the next buy side, next draw, which is at 140 for me. I longed at 34, exited average 90. You mean 84? Is that what you meant? Because 34 is like down. Oh, maybe you did, unless you're talking about way under. Something about screen time and looking at like a system, you just gotta want to know when to stay in and when to just completely get out. And my time was ticking. And if you don't backtest enough price action inside breakers, you don't want to see it consolidate and just keep on moving inside of it. You want to see a reaction and get out of it. So we did get that handful of times. Couldn't even get that on the 15. I don't think we got out of it really. We just got 1 wick above it. That's a red flag for me. Are you looking for a short or long here? I'm not doing anything anymore. Originally it was long, But how's everyone doing? I'm gonna focus on chat now while we wait for 2 p.m. and more next price structure. This I want to see this hold still. If this holds, I think the rest of the session should be easy. But if it doesn't, it's gonna take more time for me to adjust. Is it 2 p.m. or 3 p.m.? Are you talking about Powell? Powell speaks at 3 p.m. And look at that, we're going to do that. Perfect time to get out of it. Looking at these 1 minute type of models too. So some people look at it like a double purge. This is just a simple inducement here. So if I'm looking at something like this, where we made a low, we made a high, made another high, so we have smooth highs now, and we take this low and come back up. Even though I didn't take the trade on ES, after taking out this low as well, we're still inside of a bullish higher time frame model. So eventually I do want to see this take out this smooth high here, which I need some water. Which eventually it did take out at this high here. That's where I flattened my trade as well. I mean, can't do any better than that. And then for us to completely scrap the trade because the next 15-minute candle was opening. Because with one 15-minute candle opening, there's going to be a one closing. And I'll showcase here. I think someone asked, like, what do I care about this next 15-minute? I do, unless we just open. So I think someone asked that like 2 minutes when the candle's open. We have plenty of time, but when we're like a few minutes before the candle closed and we're already like moving lower and lower, it's a red flag. Because we want to see this hold if this is bullish. But that's just how I'm reading price action. If you think this is nonsense or don't get it, it's fine. That's how I always read price. If ending, you can always rewatch it. Rewatch the stream. Because I don't think we have copyrighted music on, so the stream should be up still. When I listen to Brian, I lock in and I become patient. That's good. Other people would just be out of not even looking at this price action. But for me, I feel like the structure was there. I'm gonna delete some of these arrows now. Now that we're already scrapping this idea. I like these type of setups because first, if this high was not taken, remember we're looking at right at the start of the stream, we want this break to confirm here, this candle. If this just came back inside, this would have been an easy trade. No drawdown, no stress. About 10 minutes hold, 15-minute hold time for like 30, 40 points. But since we missed the entry, we had to work for it, which we had a lot of support here. And then we moved out of a few times, but eventually, look at that. Really good way to maintain that. But this also changed the game for the next price structure I'm looking at. Because originally we're looking for a more bullish structure here. If this fails, we have to wait for more price structure to see where it wants to head for. Of course, the next immediate draw would be low here now. But I need to see a higher time frame, see where it wants to head to. I've seen traders that don't wait for a close to call that bullish breaker and then go long the same candle that wicks out. Does that work for them? I mean, in this example, it does work. I've seen other examples where since we didn't get a closure, we just wicked out. It's less probable. I mean, I backtested that plenty of time. That's why I really emphasize if we're trading breakers or trying to learn breakers from me, wait for the closure. Yeah, so SMT, very interesting SMT here. This is like a death SMT here because we took the immediate draw and just slowly write it down. How's everyone doing today so far with CPI? I'm green. I'm green right now based off those scalps off of TradeFi and what is it? Tick trading. I can't trade top step right now. Right now, maybe I check my email. I'm requesting 20k payouts, 10k in X phase, 10k in the live account, and they haven't processed it yet. It's been a day and a half now. Shit red. Oh man, guys. What trade you guys do to go shit red? Because it is a dangerous day on PPI. We're just kind of going back and forth. But that's why it makes it more important to hammer in quality trades and know when to trade, when to not trade, know when to kill the idea too. You recommend Top of X or Tradeovate? I would do Tradeovate or Ninja Trader. Rhythmic, I think it's Rhythmic, yeah. Rhythmic for Ninja Trader. What platform were you saying about no payment process? It's Top Step. Is both on Ninja Trader. I requested it. Haven't got paid out yet. Because I don't want to trade until they process payment. They usually do it in like one day. This is the second day coming. So we'll see. We'll see. This is a deep sell. Wow. I somewhat expected that if this gave in. If we get a push under this 5-minute OB inside this breaker once we move lower past it. Because I did want to leave this as a breakaway gap. That should be clear breakaway. Once we got through it, this is a dead play. But good thing we closed out of it in green. Like, if you were following along the whole time, entry was 83 and under. 83 and under here, because that's a 5-minute OB or 5-minute breaker. We had like a few entry multiple times here, which we got 95, 95, and then after the second 95, that's where I just fully killed the trade because the 15-minute close bearish, which is not a good signature. And then we just scrapped the idea. Guess what happened afterwards? Sell off. It's good to be right because you know how sucky it would be if, let's say, we kill that trade here, it came back down, and then ripped it to the highs, and I'd be like, shit. But nevertheless, at least that direction, I'm glad I'll be out of the trade and just look for a second re-entry for continuation because that break would still be validated. So that's what I mean when like you want to know when to stay in the trade, stay in the idea, and really get out of it. And you need a system in place for that. Somewhat discretionary and other mechanical. But yeah, let's look for these lows. What makes you confident trade PM session despite having Powell speaking about an hour? Powell haven't spoke yet. I'll be more cautious while he's speaking. This was like this trade was more about like at 1 p.m. That's like 2 hours before he was speaking, like an hour and a half before you speak in, so that's plenty of time. And then once again, we want to filter out all the reckless trade and only look for high probability. And at one point, this was an A+ setup. I think we marked it as A+, or at least like a very close one at that, when this immediate draw was not taken yet. What is going on here? I'm gonna delete this breakthrough now. You guys have any videos on how to sync different prop firms to a single trade copier? I have a video on that. It's like 8 minutes, and it's like a deep tutorial on it. I think you'll like it if you're looking for those type of tutorial videos. Wow. This is so interesting with this price action, because I don't think I'm understanding it right now. We leave these lows and coming back up. Like, if I try to anticipate this, it's my anticipation like, okay, let's just leave this lows, come back up, and slam back down. But knowing what it's doing right now, I'm not sure. I'm confident in anticipating it. But how you guys like PM? There's like 400 viewers here. I'm not sure if the viewers here often trades PM. Maybe I'm converting people. Maybe I'm making people trade PM, or maybe you guys are already trading AM and PM already. But if you didn't know, this question gets asked, like, what time do you trade? It's always YouTube 1 to 3. That's when I take most of my trades for the last 3-4 months. And why I do that is because I like to do 10 points, 8 point scalp. You can see that in my last 2 streams, which we were successful in. You can't do that with AM. AM's more go for liquidity, go for larger range. For instance, here, each candle here on the 5, these are gigantic candles. If you look at the 1, some candles would be like 20-30 points. I could get stopped 3 times over. Of course, PM session is an outlier because we have Powell speaking. But if you look at other PM sessions, this one is also interesting. We had a strong reversal, but like most of the time, PM is much weaker. PM is purple. Okay, PM is much weaker than AM, and that's how I like to operate on. And you want to really just dedicate all your time and focus on one session, and try to maximize your tape rating or anticipation, how you trade that session, because every session trades differently. Like London, for instance, we'll go for liquidity and we'll go for we'll set up the gateway for New York AM, while Asia might be more consolidating, set up the delivery for London. And then for PM, I would kind of describe it more of a continuation for AM for the most part. So we either continue, or we will finish the job and then we might look for a reversal. But most of the time, AM finished his job already. So like, let's look at yesterday here. AM's like open straight up here. This 930, strong push down, taking out these lows, and then build all the way back up. These are very violent candles too. And then what happened PM? We just a little bit more continuation and we just flip. That's very easy to manage. While AM, I think, is more dangerous to play if you're trading tight stops. If you're trading with like larger stops, just read the liquidity and it's not that bad. Yeah, I'm surprised that this delivered such a V reversal here. Straight shot down, straight shot back up, even like a straighter shot back up. Let me look at chart. Normally I trade AM, only been looking to trade PM more. I feel like I'm one of the very few who focuses on PM. You don't really see that often. And I made that decision just because not many people are trading PM, and I could feel like I have an edge in PM if I master it. What's the macro for PM? Macro, I think general macro, you can look at 120 to 140 and 150 152.10. So for me, I do look at macros like this here, but most of my trades would be around exactly here 150 or 150 to 210, just because that's the new candle opening, and also 130 usually around the 130 time. All right, let me look at chat here. There's a lot of you got comments. Can I get a cash rebate for tick trading too? That's what we're setting up on. If we can set it up within about 45 days of your purchase. So if let's say you purchase today, and then we can set up next week. We got you covered. If we set it up in a month, we got you covered. If we set you up in a month and a half, that purchase today might not be covered because we can only capture 45 trading days. So it'll be 5%. Let's see. Macro. Was trading AM due to volatility, but most trades that has your setup happens on PM. That's basically the point I'm going on with too. You're not gonna be able to do less than 10 points on AM session, especially the peak volatility ones. What do you consider PM? Okay, that's a good question. So this is kind of how I work on this. I think Lanto does the same thing. I actually took this from Lanto. Asia is future open all the 2 a.m. London, most people look at London as 2 to 5. I'm gonna extend it all the way to 9:30, 2 to 9:30, and then AM would be 9:30 to 1 p.m. So it covers lunch too, which I usually ignore. And then for PM here, 1 to close, 1 to 4. You can extend it to 1 to 5 even, all the way to PM close if you wish to. So that breaks up the time very, very good, because you have like AM or Asia, large London, and then you break the AM session and PM session for New York into 2 segments. That's how I like to do it. We're about to get a 5-minute BPR here, and we might be able to send it back up. That's very interesting that we left these lows. We just kind of straight shot back down and didn't do anything. Not sure why I did that. Does Tick Trader have direct funded? Yeah, it's instant funded. I can show. Where the heck did I? Let me pull up the photo. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna let this play out more, but this is what we have right now. This is Tick Trader. They have Tops Up X right now. I think they're gonna have trade bait soon. But it's 50% off. You can use our code SMART for the highest discount. So this is what I'm looking at really. This is what I purchased too. It's same price point as all the other ones. It's like $6.99, but it's 50% off. $3.50. Same rules basically. The bright side about this, there's no payout window. You get 5 accounts, 20% consistency, which is regular. No payout windows, no trading days required. So you don't need 10 trading days. You don't need payout windows. There's a daily loss limit, which is the same as every other instant funded. Very free in the rule set, at least. And I'm trying them out. They've been around for 3 years. I know a handful of you guys already trade them. This is my first time kind of like vetting them and looking into them. So I'm trying to get a payout as soon as possible, so I can see if they do pay out along with people in my community, which there's only like 2 people that got paid already from my community. They started recently though. I like to let that play out a little bit more, and let a lot of people in my community, not just me, because like, you know, you can have like influencer status. Of course they'll pay me, but the community is what matters. And if a lot of people are getting paid, that makes it a good firm. They already have a good history though. I think they're like 4.6, 4.7 stars on Trustpilot at least. So that's also good. And with 3 years of being alive, versus like, let's say FTT, they only been around for like 4 or 5 months, and people were like, this is the best firm ever. And that's why what happened, bankrupt. PPR here. We're about to enter another BPR on ES here. I think we let it run back down a little bit more. Let me look at chat. If anyone has a bad experience with Tick Trader, let me know now. Because I would halt this. Because my team is talking to their team and we're trying to set this up in the website, get fast rebate. But if anyone has any bad experience at all, let me know. I'll talk to them about it. I'll investigate. So far, from what I've heard, they have a clean slate right now. I wouldn't trust that 5-minute BPR because it didn't take that low. That's so interesting to me. Like, why did it not take that low? Nevertheless, it's a strong 5-minute BPR. Do they pay through Rise? Yeah, it's Rise Pay. And you'll know if FTT is good. Yeah. So South Tribe Trades is a Tick Trader, or the first one was straight to funding. That's what I heard from a handful of people. I thought FTT was the first one, but I guess they stole the idea from Tick. Could you explain a BPR? Essentially, the easiest way to describe it, just look at the left side. This is a clear 5-minute bearish fair value gap, right? Everyone can see that. You move to the next candle. What happens here? We violated this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. This makes it a 5-minute inversion now. So let me change this. It'll be inversion now, right? And then we also create another 5-minute fair value gap. So the overlapping between this 5-minute fair value gap and inversion is a BPR, and that's in orange here. And you can see the same thing on yes. This will be the inversion. This would be the 5-minute fair value gap, and the overlapping of it, which is basically the inversion itself, is a BPR. So basically, you have two PD arrays supporting you in your stance. You have price action violating a bearish PD array if you're bullish, and you also have a bullish PD array supporting you. So that makes it more high probability. Everything's a probability game, right? I think everything is a more probability game, and even my trading, like the trade earlier, you want to see a lot of things happen first, especially like the immediate draw, standing, for it to be a good trade. Lots of things to contribute to like a high probability trade. What's the chance for Tick Trader to be a scam like FTT? Well, the thing is, they have a very high trace trust pilot right now. Which, okay, let's say it's fake, but they already been around for 3 years. Most firms, if they're scammy or like shady, they would have some red flags already. But that's what I'm investigating. I'm trying to talk to a lot of people. Try to search the web, see if there's any like payout denials. It's all really good for some reason. So any other firm that you know of, very little of them has been around for more than 2 years, except like the big ones like Apex and TopStep. Like even TradeFi just launched like 4 or 5 months ago, and I'm pushing it to you guys because they're a great firm right now. They're killing it. But there's another firm right now, same model, a little bit better discount just because they're introducing more of a new instant funded model. So it's not bad. I do like to take advantage of these deals. And then we're also going to try to onboard them to cash rebate. We'll see how that goes. we're also in this ESBPR. I don't really trust too much of this price action right now. I'm a little bit confused on why price is doing this. Straight shot down, straight shot up, and then we're kind of going back down. I'm a little bit confused on what's going on here. And that's the best part about being a trader. You can't explain every price action. Like, would I be called a bad trader if I can't explain why this doesn't, like, this is random to me. Likely because of Powell coming in. But when it's like unclear to you, what do? You just sit out. Is the main idea behind your trading high time frame bias plus draw equals intraday time frame confirmation low? Yeah, Sam, what you're saying is basically what I have up here. But it goes a little bit more in depth about it because the entry criteria and what I'm looking for might be different from yours. I have a video on that on my 34-minute video which discusses about it, and it's also just learning real time. Even like breakers, like, so breakers alone I could probably make like 3-4 videos on, which I have 3-4 Twitter threads on, which is like long threads that took hours to make. And like if I were to make detailed reports on each concept and model that I'm looking at, I think it's a lot of material. Let's see. Be careful. I was with them over 2 years ago. Are you talking about with Tick Trader? If so, do share your experience. Dean. So far, I think there's like 4 or 5 people in our Discord who have got paid with them, which is very good, with no issue. Donnie, what the heck? That came out of nowhere. That, like, when I was reading chat. But yeah, we're at like what? I need 7,500. We'll see how this goes. Like, I have 2 accounts right now. I'm gonna try to see if I can get 1,000 on the day, and then next day, tomorrow, Friday, we'll try to make another 1,000 if we can. Just go for high probability. So if there's a red day, I hope it's because I'm failing like 2-3 back-to-back trades. And I'm gonna do the same thing like Tradeify. Like, what I do for Tradeify, I started with 1 or 2 accounts. I forget. It might have been 1, or it could have been 2. I think it was 2 actually. I got paid out on 1, and then I bought 2 more. I got paid on another one, bought 2 more. How do you approach building the 150k starters to pay out? Oh, so the 150k Tradeify. I kind of like doing the system where you gradually reduce your risk as you get closer to payout. So the first few days I can go for like $1,000 profit up to 1,500. Just upping my size. So if I'm like doing like, you know, 1 trade, like 2 minis for $500, I could do 4 minis and it'll double the profit there if it wins. So I'll do that for the first few days, and then once I get like halfway, that's when I start reducing the size. And then this is what I like to say: once I get above the threshold, which is the buffer, $7,500, that's where I'll just go for basics, which is 1 contract, basically $300 a day, consistently, and you just rinse and repeat. Because it adds up. Because once you have that above the buffer, times it by 30 plus accounts, $300 on 30 accounts is like, what's like 10k or 9k. Why don't you just buy 7 at once? That's a good question too, because I feel like it messes up with your mental when you're copy trading 7 accounts. But when you start out with 1 or 2, same thing with Apex for me. Once you start out with a handful at a time, and you gradually build up, kind of the concept that I'm talking about with like once you get above a buffer, you change your trading sizing. You lock in those profits, and you just build new accounts. And then eventually, like right now, I mean, let me just pull up my Tradeify right now. I don't know what my balance at, but like right now, I should be aiming for a few $100 per day. Yeah, so yeah, this is I'm at the point right now where I'm pretty much above the buffer for all of them. I'm just going for base hits. So if you see my daily P&L for the last like 10 days, all these counts are like 5k, 4k, and there's like it'd be like 300, 400, 300, 300, 400. Now we're like day 7 now. We're above the buffer again. And guess what happens? Guess what happens? We'll take payouts on all 6 of these. That'd be 18,000. This account will go back to 4,700, and all I gotta do is make another 3,000 to do it again. So that's 3,000 in 10 trading days, just $300 per day. Very doable. This count, I think I had a large trading day here. I forget that the consistency's reset, so like I think I made $1,000 on one day, and I had to make 5,000 more to adhere to that. So we have like, yeah, I just need to get these two down. Very close already. But if you're following along with my Tradify like payouts, which I have 2 videos on already, that's the way I trade them. I just, once you get very close to payout or above the buffer, you just rinse and repeat, go for base hits and high probability trades. And it does work out. It really does. You don't really go for $1,500 a day or $1,000 a day. I wonder what these kids look like. Are you talking about me? If you're talking, yeah, there's pictures of both of us out there, Lanto and me. I actually just did a meetup with a handful of traders that you guys would know. T Trades, Kane, Tanya, and I think there's a group photo out somewhere. So if you're that curious, it's out there. But yeah, I think right now we're just gonna have to wait for Powell. I'm gonna try to stick around maybe 30 minutes after Powell, so this stream is gonna be a little bit longer because Powell volatility can give us some trades as long as we're waiting for it. I bought Tick Trader. That's good. I hope you get the payout, man, because I need to see that. I need to see that data. I heard good things though, which is good so far. Anyone I talked about Tick Trader, they're like a handful of things. They're very quick in support. 2, they're the first one to start instant funding, which I need to see like data from. Maybe you gotta look through their social media and see like if they actually did this first. And then they have a 3-year history. Do you look for at YM for SMT? Everything I use, you can see right now. Right now, I only have NQES. I do use ES a lot, especially today and yesterday. YM is not something I utilize. I did in the past, but I think it's too inconsistent. Using NQ and ES is plenty already. That's kind of my answer to that. You live stream every day. As long as there's no hurricanes happening, or I'm not on vacation, we're going to be on stream. We had 2 hurricanes last month for October. Can't control that. Yeah, so this 5-minute BPR is holding on ES. I don't really trust it. Ever since I found out NQ is like ES on crack, it might be too much of a too much crack though. I wish there was a better balance though. Something in between ES. ES is slow, inconsistent, and NQ is more volatile and like a double-edged sword. I want something in the middle of it. That's not YM though. That's definitely not YM. Another hurricane? There's no way. There's no way. I thought hurricane season's over now. Or starting to end. Why is there another hurricane coming? But yeah, I think we're gonna add. Oh, okay. I just got confirmation. From their team, we're gonna set up the cash rebate. So right now you can get cash rebate for Tradeify for my fund features, and soon it's gonna be Tick Trader somewhere here. Maybe it'll be in the first row. These three, we got confirmation that we're gonna onboard them this week. So any purchases you do within the last 30 days, you'll be qualified for the cash rebate. Have you heard of TradeSyncer? Yeah, okay. I'm speaking to TradeSyncer. I haven't tested it yet, but if I do like it, I'll push it. Just like Replicanto, I feel like I was one of the few who utilized Replicanto early on and made it popular. And if TradeSyncer is the replacer of it, that'd be good too. It's web based though. I to be honest, Replicanto, no issue, not much of an issue. But if the TradeSyncer can do copy trade more Rhythmic connection, because I do have 2 top step that's Rhythmic right now, my X phase and my Live, and any other connection like my Bunox, let's say, or any other firm with Rhythmic, that's a plus. Do you know if they allow us to execute on TradeV? Yeah, so basically, like I think the it's a trade copier. So essentially, you hook up your trade copier, and wherever you trade, you can trade on TradeV, NinjaTrader, or TradingView. Your leader would copy everything else. So it doesn't matter where you trade on. I need to see it work first though. Powell's gonna speak in 30 here. Hurricane Sarah. I'm gonna look it up. Hurricane Florida. Please. It's real. Wow. I thought you guys were. This is not coming towards me, right? Oh, it's curving? No way it's curving like this. Why? This would be the 3rd hurricane if it does it. Why is all the projections doing like a curve? This is like a baseball. Why wouldn't it just go to Houston? Every projection is curving so hard. So far, a category 2, 3. Okay, it's not bad, but it does tend to get worse. Yes, BPR is holding up here. We're about to get another push back up. So is NQ. Looking pretty good. The drone's moving it. That or the cloud seeding, whatever a lot of people do think about. Is it must to do KYC verification? I think it's gonna be a must if you want to get paid out. That's always the thing. You probably don't need to do it now because I haven't done it yet. But once you get that payout, you have to do it, right? I'm pretty sure it's through Rise as well. Jimmy's in Tampa too. Yeah, I mean we already had 2 hurricanes. Milton was pretty a significant one because it took people power. My power was out for like a whole week. I think more than a week. It was like 8 days, 9 days. We're about to get this. Did we get this inversion? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not paying too much right now. We got this BPR though. That was good. I'm just kind of curious where price is trying to go right now. Your system is easy. I'm long ES. That's good. That's good. ES was very easy long because NQ ES was still approaching the BPR. NQ already kind of went deep inside of it. So like let's say you go for you scale in the entry, stop right under the BPR is already sufficient. As long as you count for the wicks. As long as you do that, it should be a very easy hit. Dude, Powell's about to make this go crazy up. It's looking like it's about to build, and it's 5-minute BPR. Well, let's go for this high, and then we can eventually go for the 6,000 here. Do you trade after Powell? I'm gonna see if there's opportunities. What color is it? Let me see. I don't know how to see the color. If anything, maybe I'll send, if you guys want the trading view. I don't know what it comes with, but I can send it over after stream. Maybe I'll just paste on Discord a link of it or something. Does it show the indicators and all that, or? I don't really know what it shows. Big pump there, big pump. Big old pump. All your settings plus indicator. How do I do that, by the way? Just for reference. Is it published or something? Chart settings? I can do it after stream though. I can send it. I know someone did it to me before. I just don't remember how to do it. Dylan messed up the Florida internet, so I got Starlink. Should I buy one just in case my internet goes down? How much do it cost? Click on the layout, and there's a sharing option. Let's see. Layout. Okay, let me get up. I am finding it. To the left? Oh, is it this? Okay. No, I don't see anything here. By the 5-minute? Yeah, so it's this then. Layout setup. Down arrow? Oh, okay. Oh, I guess I do have, maybe this is a little more complicated because once again, I do have many layouts. The 1 is attached to the 15, as well attached to the hourly. The 5 is single alone, and the 4-hour and the daily is together. So I can share this layout, and then maybe we'll share it. Does it affect my layout if I share it though? Can someone answer honestly before someone mess up my? Okay, I'll post it on Discord in the general chat. See if that works. I'll also post the 5. I think the 5 is something I utilize a lot too. It's in the general chat right now, so I can just save it for other people to use. Let me know if it works. Powell's coming soon. Let's see what happens. We can copy, just not modify. Okay, that's good. It's in the general chat right now. I do mean to make a video if you guys want to understand how I chart things. It's just a lot, and I'm always adapting. And it might be something that other people won't like, but I do like. Price is a little sluggish right now. Just building up for Powell, I think. So the speed pair is holding. We took out this high. Just seeing where it wants to go next. Just mark at the high and the lows, and then we'll go from there. Get pumped there. Make the charting video. Okay, maybe I might not post on YouTube, but I'll post on Discord at least. It could be like a raw video. Yeah, we're gonna give a shot with Powell. Let's see what he brings us, if anything. Could be just lackluster. I'm hoping something good though. What is he even speaking about, by the way? Does anyone know what Powell's speaking about? Because I actually do not know. pump there. Here's some movements now. Hmm. Just marking where it wants to see where it wants to go. Really here. For block here, might hold for another leg up. Or just dance around before in front of Powell. It's an hour-long global perspective. Is that something volatile? I have no idea. It's a pre-recorded message. Is it pre? If it's pre-recorded, I don't think it would do anything, to be honest. We'll see. I'll probably sit around for like the first 10 minutes, and if it does anything, we'll stick around and see if there's any trades. If not, we'll just end it there. Really, just took one main trade so far today, which is good. Got some lows here. I think eventually Powell's gonna take this high for sure. This is like a large high left behind. That's where we're heading towards. Same thing with the ES. ES and take this high yet. What trade did you take? I think it's a rewatch back stream. I think it was, where was it? It was this long here, long under 83s. It was 83.80s. Took TP at 95, and then again at 94s here. That was a trades we took for the most part. I want to see this do a leg down here. We're kind of dancing around this close. Just a bit too much. There we go. Find the Brooklyn's low. That's just very clear once we took the high already. Things like that was always clear to me. How do you determine when to enter at the midpoint of a BPR or the high end of a BPR? It's the same concept that I would run, for instance, on this breaker, right? You can see this real time. This is the breaker here. I'll just draw it once again. This is a very large breaker. And then if you were watching, I described on how I would view this to take a entry at 83s, 80s, and then focus on lower depending on what we give us. And I think it's not a simple answer. It just depends, because where the sum it down be like where I would enter is where it dictates my stop, where it dictates my TP. And if you want to have like a tight stop, you can't enter at the top for the most part. Lots of things just go hand in hand. I think that's the best way I can describe it. All right, Powell, just speak this up. There's not much going on in this price action. I feel like we're coming back to this order block here. SMT with NQ here, bearish SMT on the 5, very clear to see that. Versus ES, which we took the high. I don't think we're looking for any trades until Powell speaks, and then if it does bring some volatility, we can look for some lower time frame scalps. That's what I'm open to. Everything else I'm a little bit iffy about. How does SMT dictate if NQ is going up or down? It doesn't dictate that. It just more so about the flip of where price is heading. So for instance, we have the high here, NQ didn't take it, ES did, and what happens right after that? We start flipping directions. That's how like I'm playing it. It's not like, okay, this is gonna go up or down anymore. There's more of a confluence. If that makes sense. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get some water. Then we'll be back. Bow. Oh, we just pumped. What happened when I was gone? Did Powell say something? I literally left for like not even I think a minute. Well, we're just chopping around. What do you guys even think of is gonna happen if Powell speaks? I don't even know. But nevertheless, we are here. This is like a strong inverse too. $250 macro. How are there still so many people watching right now? Usually people will be getting off already after the first trade and whatever, and now we're just tape reading and look for additional. Hopefully this is entertaining, or it's either entertaining or informative, or both. About to take this hot. Here for the education, informative. That's good. That's good. That's where we're mainly looking for. Then after that, it's gonna be like for fun, entertainment. Next will be like, you know, for trades. Next after that, maybe for giveaways. But first and foremost is always to teach and whatnot. Check with high here. Usually I would look to see if we want to take this with Powell speaking, but we took it a little bit premature there early. Both NQ and ES, that's interesting. Besides this trade that we took already, if you're in Discord, maybe you recognize this is also a breaker trade that I showcase on Discord. So we had the breaker long, 10-13, right? This is good because same type of trading style that I do. We found it on AM. We had this 5-minute. Where the heck was it? No, it was here. Okay. We had this 5-minute inverse. So once we got this closure up already, I'm looking for higher prices where we retrace, move back up. This could be a 5-minute breaker itself, but I'm looking at the 1. Either or works. This is kind of weird to draw like this though. But this is too large of a breaker, but if you look for more precision, you'll drop in the 1 and find the breaker. That's what we did here. I look for the most immediate one. This is the last up close swing point before a strong displacement. So we have low, high, strong displacement, and then continuation back up. This is where we confirmed here. I took the long retrace here and look for a target. I think we're going for above 140, but we got stumped out there. So this trade was nice though. We're up a little bit throughout the day. If you were in Discord, maybe you saw that trade. Yeah, so basically 2 main trades I took today. That's it. 2 good trades. We're chilling. Trading gets so boring. It's nice to have a background. A background telling you, don't trade this. Don't fuck around. Wait for confirmation. It's like a reminder. There's like an angel on your left shoulder or right shoulder when you're about to make a mistake. Or do something where you know you shouldn't. But yeah, we're looking pretty good on TradeFi at least. I'll show the TradeFi accounts right now. This is what we're looking at right now. $500 from both the AM and the PM trade, that scalp. 15 points, 300 basically. And then I just took base hits here because I'm pretty sure these accounts are already at payout. I don't need to do anything crazy. But 5 and 8 though, I need a little bit more. So I think now I'm good here and should be good here now. So we secured 6 payouts, I'm pretty sure now. Maybe I'll be off by 100, 200, which we can just always make back. 6 accounts, 9 accounts total. I think I blew 3 so far, which is perfectly fine because this is my 4th payout in total. Last payout was 12K. This payout should be 18. And then I'm gonna try to do like we talked about earlier in the stream. Once you get all at buffer, so let's say for example, all these accounts will go at 4,500, right? You have 10 days. Oh, this is so bad writing. You have 10 days to make $300. If you do those 10 days for $300, it'd be 3K again. And 3,000 on each count, 21,000 again per cycle. Just rinse and repeat. That's the power of base hits too, because you combine it with multiple firms. That's only TradeFi that I showcase. Doing the same with Top Step, doing the same thing with Apex. Eventually with TickTickTrader. If you're following along with me at TickTickTrader, what the heck did I have? I had the browser up. This is the perfect time if you really want to start at the same time as me, because I know some of you guys started at the same time with me at TradeFi, and then some found it a little bit later, but yeah, on TickTickTrader, I'm planning on, I have 2 accounts right now. I'm planning on just doing $1,500 a day, or 1,000, 1,500, and then there's no 10 minimum trading days. You just need 5 days total, or 7,500, 20% consistency. So if I do around 1,500, 1,600 even, if the setup gives us, because we have two setups today, one in AM, one in PM. We're at 3K right now. I just need 3 more times in, so we'll get 3K payout on them. Whoa, what is happening? There's a 3 drive here too. Powell just apparently spoke and he just slammed down price. Back to this BPR, we filled this completely. If this reversed, we're gonna straight back up to take 6,000 high here. Just keep in mind, this is equal high now. And that's what I'm looking for how to take with volatility. Also with the lows here too, whichever comes first. I'm more fixated on the upside right now. We just smashing these lows and reversing. Do you always cover a high when putting your stop loss, or is it discretionary? You can't always you can't cover high. I think very little do I put my stop above a high, because to do that, I would need about more than 10 points, which I am comfortable with. I would need 15, 20, even 30 points. Just put it where you think it's safe and won't invalidate the trade. So for instance, let's say this trade here. If you took this inversion, this is 10 points. This is below the swing low, not the swing low, but just that internal low. That's perfect for me. I like that, because we already got closure. We validated this trade. I wouldn't even want price to come back down. Same with the breaker though. If we can find a breaker somewhere, it'll be the same concept. Let's say this breaker here. Let's say we do take this trade here. We have a high here, a low, a higher high, showing displacement. This is the breaker. We have some areas where we can take the entry, but if you take the entry right at the start, this is like a 20-point stop. I would normally look for a little bit higher, just where it would line up with what's on the left side. This is something more of my alley, about 13 points, and scale into it. And then we can go for TP like this. That'd be an example. We're about to smash these lows then. But yeah, I hope that you don't have to force the way that I trade, especially. You can take the concept and everything, but doing 10 points, 8 points, 6-point stop is very difficult. It works when it works, when the setup presents itself and it offers that stop. I never just go into any trade and be like, I'm going to just put 5-point stop here or 6-point stop here. That's an easy way to get stopped out like many times over. It only works if it really works for that setup. So as in, like, let's say if you took a breaker trade, it could be like a tiny breaker, and then you take an entry here, 6-point stop. That's fine. That's exactly what I'll do. 20 point. Yeah, 20 point is good if that's what you want. It just, I'm kind of adapting into a scalping mindset right now, where if I frame a setup with high probability, I can most likely guarantee 10 points, 15 points, like an 80% hit rate. And that's how I do get all these shrieks, because I'm not going for big winners. I'm just going for base hits with very tight stops. And what tight stops mean is you can take one loss and the next trade wins, you'll be net positive, because let's say it'll be like 8 points first stop, second trade plus 15, you're net positive 7 right now. That's just adapting those type of style. Like, I feel like if anyone listening and want to do something similar, it has to be adapted to your trading style. Because I know Desi and Lanto, they would never do 10-point stop or 8-point stop. They would do 15, 20, 25 even. But just like the same, they would never just take TP for 10 like I would, or 15. They would go for like 20, 25, 30, 50, hold runners to full target. So yeah, that's what I'm focused on. New low day coming soon here, which is interesting. When we're like live tape reading this, I'm not sure why we marked this low here. It was so weird. We just went straight down, straight back up, and left these lows. This makes sense now. We're about to smash through these lows. $3 p.m. Where 3 p.m. at? 3 p.m. candle open. It felt like it's like an algo candle. We just start going straight down. Wow. Lanta also trades ICT. I think all three of us traded ICT in some ways. We refined it into. We'll basically take some of the concepts, and make it somewhat our own. Because like we trade in like unique style. I think Lanto, for instance, would adapt to more trend-based models, while Desi is looking more purely off inversions. And I think I'm just looking at pure scalping. Doing like a market maker X model with this time alignment, which I think everyone knows how that works already. And just looking for confirmation for immediate draws. Immediate draws for me could be just a simple swing low, swing high, equal lows, or smooth highs, or smooth edges essentially, which makes it high probability when you're on edge. But yeah, this was good. Even though I didn't trade this, or I hope no one trades this either. I think it's even hindsight, like where would I even take the trade? I mean, we got this 1 minute drop here, strong displacement. We got closure, breaker confirmed, no retracement whatsoever. Draw down here, just straight shot down. What's the next area we're looking at? I'm about to delete some of these lows here. We're about to fill this whole 4 hour, looks like. Oh, they're 960. This is Powell's. This is Powell's doing. Similarly, it looks like we're gonna try to fill this whole daily, and maybe even enter the next daily. The weekly looks pretty bearish right now. I'm pretty sure I saw, yeah. This last week was very bullish. We opened up here, closed all the way up here. And this one where we opened at 244. Lots of areas to come back down in. Is Bitcoin dumping too? 89,000. From the highs of like 93, I think 94 from what I saw. Was that right? Yeah, I mean, we're getting some retracement back. Only makes sense when we've been pumping for the longest time. Especially to all-time highs. So, standard deviation projection. Where are you putting your projection? Is it this London high here? This is the easiest one. Unless you're looking at all day from the highest point. Is this the highest point? I'm just going to use this today's data only. Let's look at it. I haven't been using standard deviation projection that much. I'm not going to lie. Oh yeah, -4. I just been also cutting back on some things I've been using in the past. And just purely going based off of immediate draws. And just going with the bias. And just reading price action. But yeah, I think I'll just wrap up here. I don't think I'm gonna look at anything. Powell did something pretty spicy, just right out open, right off the rip. Started dumping. What's your framework for determining immediate draws? I typically, depending on what time alignment I'm looking at, if it's bearish bias or bullish bias, let's say I'm bearish bias, right? You just go on the 15 usually, and standpoint would be looking for swing points. So this is a 15-minute liquidity. Other than that, look for immediate draws, as in smooth edges. So let's say for this one here, this is not smooth enough. We are but there's other examples here, like this one, like you guys here. We're just tape reading, right? We took the low, induced that low already. We had some smooth highs. This is, if I'm scalping this, even though this is not much of a scalp, it's like more like 3-point scalp. This is high probability though. If you're bullish bias, which I think we were bullish bias here. After that gets taken, I think we shifted more neutral. So smooth edges is very crucial. That there should be a guideline that I shared. But that's gonna wrap things up. He said good afternoon and started dumping. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think tomorrow we're gonna have a trio stream. Lanto for sure is tuning in. Maybe Desi. Do you ever try this on Asia session? I don't do Asia session. I think I lose patience when I trade Asia. Because think about this, right? This is also something to think about. Asia for me starts at future open, ends all the way at 2 a.m. Where would you even trade Asia? I feel like you have to do like maybe at 10 p.m. all the way to like midnight. That could be something. That's 2 hours. But even then, like, this is a very small range. There's like 20, 30 points. PM at least gives bigger range than AM or Asia. It's slower, which I like. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. But we'll do the giveaway tomorrow. We stuck around too long today. Have a good one, guys. Join this Discord if you haven't already. I'll post a link here. If you want to see AM trades, which we took an AM trade today, you can join the Discord for that. Other than that, anything else is also on Discord. Anything that I'm not on stream will be on Discord. I just posted a link there, guys. Have a good one.